Good morning. All right, this video is gonna be a little different, but it's gonna be the same video, so don't worry. I'm just gonna talk about how YouTube has changed my life. But anyway, we're starting off with this DoorDash. It's a shop and pay. It was $17.84, going 5.6 miles, 17 items, 24 units. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my little spiel about how YouTube has changed my life. Not YouTube, gig work. YouTube's gonna be the next one. Spoiler alert. Anyway, so after this order, I'm not gonna say the totals and the numbers and stuff like I normally do. My little spiel will be playing in the background while I do my work. So hopefully that works out good. And then we'll get back to doing the totals and the numbers when my spiel is over. All right, how gig life has changed my life. To me, overall, positive experience, right? If you listen to me, I say a lot of negative things, but you know, for me specifically, if you watch my last video about my life update, like I need, like, yep, thank you, sir. The main thing that makes gig work better than regular work to me is if something happens with my mom, I can turn off the app and go immediately, right? That doesn't fly at like any other job I've ever had. Maybe if you work at home and you know, you can set your hours, maybe you can do that, but I have never had a job where I can just be like, I gotta go right now. And like, yeah, if you have an emergency, most jobs will let you do that. But with the way things have been with my mom, I have a lot of emergencies, and like, I feel bad with how often I would have to leave work or just neglect what's going on in my personal life, right? So to me, that's a huge benefit. Now, everyone's always like, you're your own boss, you can work when you want, you set your own hours, and like, maybe if you do this part-time, you can do that. But if you do this full-time, you know, like if you're trying to make $1,000 or more a week, like you're gonna be working almost every day, or you're gonna be putting in extremely long hours the days that you do work. So the illusion of being your own boss, I don't really, I mean, there is some truth to that. Like, you know, I go to the skate park, right? I go ride my bicycle. You're able to just take a break and do stuff. But also, a lot of people don't have the luxury where, you know, they can sit at their house and get orders like I do. So that's why I'm able to do that stuff. And maybe for you, you know, that's not a reality. And then what I said is more true about, you know, you have the illusion of being your own boss. If you're trying to hustle and make a lot of money doing this, like you're working all the time, you know? And the other clear downside of doing this job is the amount of mileage you're gonna put on your car. Even if you like are very diligent about accepting orders, you know, making $2 per mile or whatever your number is, them miles are gonna add up and your car is gonna, you know, it's gonna die at some point. I have gotten lucky or unlucky, I don't know how you wanna look at it, but my past 2 cars, people ran into me, which totaled the car before I ever had to do any maintenance on the car. And then like, I've just continued to get a nicer car with less miles each time. And then this car I'm driving in right now, I got it with 30,000 miles, and in like 2 years, I'm at 85,000 miles. So we're talking racking them up. But I was able, because of how I you know, was super focused on paying off the car, because to me, you know, getting rid of the car payment makes it easier to be ready when you do have to pay for maintenance, because at some point you're gonna have to pay for maintenance, right? All right, I know I gotta interrupt this video because it's nighttime now. The Instacart app has been broken all day long. I thought I just ran out of data on my phone, but then a fellow YouTuber that I've been talking to, I'll put it up here if y'all want to check out her channel. She would love it if you did, I'm sure, or maybe not, because she's making videos about how she has social anxiety, so I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it turns out Instacart app has been broken. A bunch of stuff has been broken because Amazon is down or something. And that's what happens when one company owns the whole world. If it goes down, so does everything else. But yeah, I just accepted this order, 29 bucks, like 17 items. How far was it going? I don't know, the Instacart app said that, it says, Instacart services restored. Instacart services are now restored. You can accept and shop batches as normal. So this one, 29 bucks going 9.1 miles, 17 items, 38 units. It drops off near Wegmans. And if the app hasn't worked all day, that means we're about to get some bangers after this. I almost guarantee it. So I would say the overall take on how gig work has changed my life is it's made me a harder worker and a better worker. Because, you know, harder worker, because like I said, if you have a goal and you want to hit that goal, you got to work a lot. I work 7 days a week most of the time, but I don't really consider this working. But also a better worker because of the ratings. The ratings are so brutal that like you have to provide the best service you can or your ratings will impact it. And even doing that, I still get negative ratings. The other thing I'm thinking is like doing this work part-time. To me, that's the dream job, ideal job for, you know, part-time work, because I don't know how you work a full-time job, or maybe if you had a part-time job and did this part-time, that could be really good too. But yeah, if you work a full-time job and then you have another regular part-time job, how do you ever have time to do anything? Because like, how do you schedule them to where like, you know, there isn't downtime where I just, to me, that's like a logistical nightmare trying to do that. I've never tried to do it, but I've known people that have had 3 jobs, and I'm like, dude, how do you manage the schedule for 3 different jobs? That seems like not doable. But yeah, so my old job, I delivered basically first aid supplies. So all kinds of places, everywhere's got first aid kits, and like I was doing that. And, you know, I made, what, like, I don't know, 35 grand a year. And then they had, like, if you sold a certain amount of product, you would get a bonus, right? And the thing is if I didn't hit the bonus, I was getting, like, $600 a week. I mean, this is after taxes, so take that with a grain of salt, because the numbers you see on gig work is not including the taxes, but because of the mileage, you pay less in taxes. Anyway, yeah, so basically, if you worked a full-time job and did this part-time, it seems like a great idea, but what ended up happening with me is I push myself too hard at everything that I do, or, you know, I'm very motivated, dedicated, I don't know which way you want to look at that, but I would work all day, then I would get off work and do gig work, and I was making as much money at my full-time job as I was doing gig work part-time, and I'm like, man, why am I spending like 50 to 60 hours a week at this full-time job when I know I could make less and not be going into the city every day and stuff, just doing gig work? Because during COVID, that's when I started doing it. Like, one of my friends, like, my job just basically disappeared during COVID. So I started getting unemployment, and like, at first I was like, $600 a week, this is sweet. But then I watched Pedro DoorDash Santiago, and oh my God, because before I watched Pedro, I would just like take every order. I didn't know what I was doing. And Pedro made me the cherry picker of cherry picking that you see today. And during COVID, man, oh, $600 a week was nothing. You could do that on DoorDash, no problem. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, Tuesday morning, it's cold as hell. It's not really cold, it's 47, but when it's been in the 70s and 80s, that's cold. I'm getting a DoorDash right now, $12.25. Got to shop at Wegmans and Giant. Not a shot. I accepted an Instacart though, $38.81. It's going 11.9 miles, but I have to drive like 5 miles to get to Wegmans, so there's that. And it's 27 items, 32 units, 2 customers. I'm gonna shout out my old YouTube channel that I haven't done anything with. I think it's already monetized, because I created this YouTube channel in like 08. I've been on YouTube forever, and it's funny, I was just watching a bunch of my old videos that are all like a decade old. If you want to check them out, it's mostly skateboarding, some cycling, but I changed the channel name to Old Shoe 2. So if you search it, you can't find it though. So I'm gonna have to like I'll pin a comment from that channel on this video. I'm gonna start doing that, because if people will watch, you know, I like making videos, and if I can make videos about skateboarding and cycling, there will be no gig work on that channel. Oh, it's cold. I'm getting to Wegmans. And the reason I say I don't feel like I'm working is like, this gig stuff to me is almost like a game. It's not like, you know, okay, so I'll go into the aspect of what I really hated about, you know, every other regular job I've had is like, you know, that feeling of looking at the clock and being like, oh, I get off at this time. And then like, you know, at most jobs, you know, my last one is different where, you know, if I sold more product, I made more money. But in most jobs, you work harder and all you get is more work. And then the other people that do the same job who slack off make the same amount of money as you know, for the same amount of time. And that always really grinded my gears. I love how, you know, this stuff, like if you hustle, you can get more done and you make more money. But it's also, you know, there's luck to it because obviously if you don't see any good orders, you can only make so much, you know. But if you see good orders and you hustle real hard, you get rewarded. All right, I've definitely delivered here before, and the house number is 111, and I specifically remember this because I felt blessed. But I feel bad because I couldn't get them their like pork shoulder thing that they wanted, and there was no one in the meat department because it's so early. They got awesome Halloween decorations. All right, old shoes fun fact. When I was younger and I really wanted to get sponsored skateboarding, my first sponsor was in this little shack right here. And I was so hyped because like I met this dude at the skate park. He told me about his skate shop. He was like, yo, I'll sponsor you. And he told me where the shop was. And he said he'd give me a free board. And I showed up to his shop. Dude had like 3 skateboards and like 1 pair of trucks, like the thing you put the wheels on, like 1 pair of wheels. Like he didn't have nothing in his shop. It was like the littlest shack in the world. And like as soon as I went in there, I was kind of like, does this even count as being sponsored? And it's funny that I should have just been hyped that someone was willing to give me free skateboard stuff, but you know, to me, that wasn't good enough. So I like never told anyone that I rode for that shop. Whatever that means. Skateboarding sponsors are an illusion. I'm thinking about trying to get skateboarding sponsors now. But basically my one friend owns a skate shop and I'm gonna give him the best deal ever. I'm gonna be like, dude, I'm still gonna, you don't give me anything for free and I'm just gonna rep your shop in all my skateboarding posts because like I know it's really hard to keep a skate shop alive these days and I wanna help my homie out, you know? All right, to keep things going with the theme of today's video, after the last one, I was like, man, I didn't sleep enough last night. I'm my own boss. I went home and took a nap. I don't know any 9-to-5 job that you could do that. And now that I've woken up, I already shopped for this one. It's 23 bucks going 6.8 miles, 22 items, 32 units, 3 customers. Normally I wouldn't do 3 customers for that, but I'm feeling like helping people. So that's what we're doing. Gonna happen. Oh, there it is, cart locked. All right, so like right before I left my house, I got a YouTube comment on a video of me skateboarding for 15 seconds. It was like, time to get a job, bro. And it's like, I got Instacart, DoorDash, Uber, and YouTube all paying me. And one of my friends, his family owns like a wedding, I don't know, but they set up parties for weddings. And he was like, dude, they've been paying me like 50 bucks an hour. You know, it's not a lot of hours, but you know, on a Saturday, I could go clean up after a wedding, make 150, 200 bucks. And that's another opportunity I'm willing to take. And if I was working a 9-to-5 job and I really wanted to, you know, enjoy my weekend and my day off, but because I can take off whenever I feel like it, I'm going to take advantage of that opportunity when I can. And then another opportunity that's come my way is my one buddy works at the dispensary, and he said they're about to start delivering the ganj, but not like delivering to customers. Basically, if they order all of it to one store and then have a van and deliver it to multiple stores, it's cheaper. And, you know, I like doing deliveries. I am interested in that. I don't know how much it pays, how many hours. I gotta find out all the details before I can say whether I would actually do that or not. But if it seems worth it for me, maybe I'll add it to what I'm doing. And the first thing I asked them about it was, how long could I film myself doing it before they fire me? Which is a weird question, but y'all know I'm just filming what I'm doing. So to me, that would be, you know, basically the same thing I'm doing now, just different thing. You know, we're delivering something different. All right, y'all, I always get comments giving me shit for doing this. Rightfully so, I do deserve it. We got 4 miles till we run out of gas, and we got 3 miles to drop off the Instacart. Luckily, it's like right across the street from Wegmans, and there's a bunch of gas stations, so if I run out of gas, I got the scooter. I'll just ride the scooter to the gas station, get me a couple gallons of gas, we'll be good. There ain't nothing slowing me down today. Good vibes only. All right, right after I filmed that last clip, karma it hit me. It went from 4 miles to 2 miles. I was like, oh no, butthole started puckering. And I decided to stop at the gas station before I dropped the Instacart off because I've never run out of gas before, and I'm not gonna start today. All right, so now I'm gonna tell y'all about my third opportunity I have to make more money. These are all opportunities I've gotten from skateboarding. All of these people providing these opportunities is because I've been riding my skateboard every day this month. So it's my friend, basically the same dude with the wedding thing, his cousin, their grandfather started a power washing business, and their grandfather just retired. So he was like, man, you know, in the spring, I'm gonna need someone. He knows I'm reliable, so I could start doing that. And I like that because it's a local business, and I could totally just film what I'm doing, and they won't have a problem with it at all. And it's just funny to me that I'm talking about this because I uploaded a 15-second video and somebody told me it's time to get a job. And like, you know, I could get a job at Food Lion tomorrow, but you know, I don't have a lot of time. I'm maxing out my time, efficiency, enjoying my life already. So to me, I'm not gonna get another job unless I really feel like it's worth the time. Anyway, now we're gonna go sit at Wegmans and hopefully get one going far as hell to a skate park that I normally wouldn't drive to. And then I'm gonna go ride my skateboard and enjoy my life. All right, y'all, after the last one, we're chilling by Wegmans. I'm just sitting outside because it's so nice and I'm enjoying the nice weather. And Wegmans has provided with an awesome order. $55, I think it was going almost 10 miles. So we're not going to any crazy skate park, but we're gonna get $55, shopping 40 items. I don't know if it was 2 or 3 customers because crack finger on that one. All right, I had to make 2 refunds, some beef tips, and they didn't have no Worcestershire sauce. I refunded, or we had to replace the hoagie rolls. I got like everything to make cheesesteaks. So I spent forever looking for these beef tips. And then I finally asked, and they're like, yep, we don't carry those. So apparently other Wegmans have them, but not this one. I completely forgot about this, but that first order I did, it happened again, y'all. The total went down after I took the screenshot of the order. It only went down 1 penny, right? So like, who cares about a penny? If I see a penny on the ground, I'm not even gonna pick it up. But that's not the point. The point is the principle of why is Instacart changing the amount after I've already seen the total? Why can't they just show me the right total the first time? Oh, those steeps are so steep. Yep, have a good one. All right, y'all. I'm doing the super dirty multitask again. I was trying to get my skate clip for the day, but what's it called? I accepted an Instacart while I was skating, and I didn't really look at the details because cracked finger again. But it's $46.04, going 5.8 miles, 38 items, 59 units, 3 customers. I didn't see that I have to shop at Giant and Food Lion. And then I was trying to land my trick before I started doing this, and I did land it, but it was really sketchy and not really in frame on the camera, so it doesn't count. I gotta do something else to do a skate thing. But then Instacart was yelling at me that if I don't start heading to the store, they're gonna take the batch away. And then I get in Food Lion parking lot, and then I realize it wants me to shop at Giant first, so, you know, now I'm like rushing to get to Giant to start shopping. All right, so this person's trying to eat healthy. They got some sourdough, grapes, avocados, pears, some fish, yogurt, eggs, turkey, organic rice. Then they got these drinks full of lead. Full of lead. Man, this is only like $200. Only 17 items. A lot of expensive stuff. All right, so I don't think those protein shakes actually are the ones that have the lead in them. I just went on Reddit, you know, the most reliable source to get your information from. And I don't know, they got real into detail, but what they said that I thought was funny is it's still more dangerous to skip leg day than lead day. There you go. Like, I got a thing of protein powder at home because I was not trying to work out, not any more than riding my bike, but I was under the impression that I would get a 6-pack if I lost weight and just ate protein. So anyway, I'm just gonna eat more chicken if I want protein, and more steak. That's my protein plan. I'm not doing the powder no more. All right, this one's 3rd floor. And when I first saw the address, I thought it was the person who tip baited me 3 times already, because they live like right over there to the right. But yeah, we're dropping off C first. Not confusing at all. All right, so the question with this order is, did Instacart do this customer dirty, or did they do me dirty? I hate shopping at 2 stores. Ugh. And then Giant with their little baby bags. the third drop off was literally like 3 doors down. Isn't that the name of a band? Yeah, 3 doors down from the last drop off. Second drop off. Now, what are we talking about here? This one. All right. Man, they got a cool little S10. I want me a little pick 'em up truck. I kind of like the Ford Ranger though. But I do like the S10 because it's lower. Because I really just want a pickup truck, so if my dirt bike has a problem, I can throw it in the back. Or, you know, if I wanted to go camping somewhere where you can ride dirt bikes, I could put it in the back of this, no problem. All right, that's gonna do it for this one. Thank you guys very much for watching. I just finished editing this video, and let me know what you think. I feel like it might be too much talking. I don't know, maybe not. If you like this, leave another topic that you'd like to see. The next video will be me talking about how YouTube has changed my life, and I already filmed it. And I did that one a little different. I like accepted an order on the scooter, doing a DoorDash order, and then I just talked about the YouTube thing. Go subscribe to my other YouTube channel, or subscribe to this one. Lots of subscribes needed, guys. Anyway, I'm about to go get some bread and some zucchini, and I'm gonna make myself spaghetti for dinner. So thank you guys very much for watching. Tune into the next one, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Take it easy. Peace.